Usually, probably without exception, when I write a version of a lyric and end up not using it and going on to write about something else, I never go back to that first or earlier draft. And I just feel like there's a reason I moved on from that. Here's Nirvana. Some notes about what this character: resignation, sarcasm, hating everything, indifference, cliches. Sensitive, blunt Buckley. James Blunt or Jeff Buckley. Aerosmith. Somewhere. This is when I started to really started to get it down. These are more just subtle changes I was making. Another map. Here it starts with rap, Slipknot, Buckley, Chorale, Aerosmith, Nirvana. Then goes down here, Andrews, Weezer, spoken word, Bach, and Beethoven. Oh yeah, this is an earlier version when I was trying not just to do musical variations in each section, but I was trying to do lyrical variations so the persona would change from section to section. In rap I would be bragging, whatever. Slipknot, I'd be coming from a place of like, lyrically from a place of like a victim, helpless, doom, physical destruction, being raped, cynicism, and so on. So each section would have it come from a different lyrical perspective. But when I listened back to that, it just sounded too disjointed. So I ended up keeping the musical variations from section to section, but the lyrical persona is pretty consistent. I maintain the persona I start with in the rap section, which is kind of bragging and confident. I take that even through the Buckley section and the Andrews sisters. Maybe in the Weezer section you start to see the cracks in a little bit though when it's an interesting line. I'm the greatest man that ever lived. I was born to give. I don't know. What does that mean? I was born to give. Like, I mean, it could be another way of bragging about your potency and that you have a lot that you're dishing out. But it could mean that you're feeling altruistic and you want to give to others. So that's just like, it's the one line in the song that's like, wait a minute, maybe there's a little more to this guy than a braggart. Here's when I was struggling with the lyrics. I just tried to come up with different approaches. Maybe it'll be 100 ways to flirt, and each section will be like a different way to try to pick up a girl. Maybe go to Billboard.com, find the hits from the point of view of the different artists, and then copy their lyrics, basically. Copy their personas. Whoever the top sensitive guy is, whoever the top metal guy is. Or it could be that the persona remains consistent throughout. more like an uber confident guy that is willing to sing all these different styles to get his girl, but his personality remains intact. Or, so basically the lyrics have nothing to do with the music. You could just pot them out. You could just crib all the confident rap points. Or I could reverse all my true thoughts so that I'm a confident player. That's a simple formula. I would like to say it's rare that I do this much work and this much planning for a song, but more and more as I advance in my career, I find that by the time I'm finished with a song, there's quite a stack of papers. I remember this is a real joyful time writing the song, and it's just like just loving being a total music composition geek and just shacked up in my music room and working by myself and not thinking about who it would be appropriate for, or just trying to get myself off. I think it took about 3 weeks to write the song. And so usually I could tell, I'll work out one version of the lyrics on one day, and then the next day I'll come in and say, that's not working. I have to try something else. The Greatest Man That Ever Lived is my favorite song on the Red Album, and it's got to be one of my favorite songs I've ever written. Yeah, it's really fun to play live. And it's really fun to listen to. It's just, there's always like something new coming at you, so I never get bored playing it or listening to it. These are rehearsed for about a month before embarking on the Troublemaker tour for the Red Album in the fall of 2008. And I'd say about half of our man hours were spent working on The Greatest Man That Ever Lived. It's definitely the most challenging song we've ever played, vocally and instrumentally. I don't think we ever considered putting some of the parts down on tape and playing along to a tape in a concert. I think the assumption was that if we couldn't manage to play it and have it sound great with just the four of us live, then we shouldn't play it.